Ladies and gentlemen, breaking defense. Kim Jong Un, the leader of North Korea, appears in public. And in my opinion, that's good news because the last thing the world needs right now is more destabilization. Alistair Bunkle, the world has been on edge for a month, and this is how he chooses to come out of hiding. Kim Jong Un visited Suncheon phosphate fertilizer factory for a ribbon-cutting ceremony on Friday. Well, there you go. That's no bullshit. Asterisk. Today is a very, very weird day. I might say energetically, it's the weirdest day in American history. And I believe we're building up to a big May 4th day. So may the force be with us all now into the 4th and always. Kind of akin to that day when future crude prices went to negative $36 for the first time like ever. And so I'm going to ask you to be super cool as things are unraveling a bit. Dominic Chu, hey, how's it going down in the OC? Police and sheriff's deputies on horseback, on foot, and on motorcycles set up skirmish lines to keep protesters out of the street in front of the Huntington Beach Pier, where thousands have amassed to rally against the governor's closure of the OC beaches. Catch you up. Around the middle of January, the plague broke out in China, and then our national government really didn't do anything about it till like the middle of March, in my opinion. And so now they gave like $1,200 checks to individuals, and then they gave like $2.2 trillion to banks and companies. And many people are just like saying, return back to normal, or whatever they're protesting. And I want to give a special shout out to all the police officers and peace officers out there who are having to deal with angry, upset, hungry Americans and the COVID virus at the same time. An escalator can never break. It can only become stairs. You should never see an escalator temporarily out of order sign. Just escalator, temporarily stairs. Sorry for the convenience. Rest in peace, the greatest comedian of all time, Mitch Hedberg. Yeah, I love our cops, and we're all going to need a sense of humor to make it through this. So please, I'm asking you, American to American, Earthling to Earthling, do what you can to stay cool and not make 2020 harder than it already is. It's May now, and so it's too late in the game for me to sugarcoat it. And I'm going to call it like I see it, even if that puts me in danger. The for-profit prisons are getting hit super hard, and we don't really have a plan for it. And the nursing homes are getting hit super hard. Out of the, 65,000 American deaths from COVID now, 16,000 of those came from nursing homes. And it is my belief that a lot of the numbers are being wildly undercounted, as we've seen the stock market do nothing but go up from its low on March 23rd. Things are so weird. The governors are not taking drastic measures when they get protective equipment to keep them from the feds. Things are definitely strange. Our pilots have been doing flyovers of the cities to thank all the healthcare workers and essential workers for being in their tip of the spear in the battle, doing what they can to help everyone and keep it together. And I think this is a good thing because our military, the people in the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, the Army, the National Guard, reminding us that they're one of us, they're here for us, and they're doing what they can to protect us. While politicians in Wall Street try and figure out a plan. Sunday begins Hurricane Preparedness Week as hurricane season starts next month, and Cranky Weather Guy, the best weatherman on the planet, and Boo, the Florida Wave Master, have us watching for mid-May hurricane activity. And hipster trader, you were wrong. Kim Jong Un was not holed up with this 2,000 woman pleasure squad. And that just sounds like propaganda. But who knows? Everything's propaganda these days. Here's my suggestion on the virus. I'm sticking with what I've been saying since January 30th. You need to treat it like it is a horrible, evil virus that hates human beings, and you don't want you or anyone in your family, your friends, or even your enemies to get it. Because this thing is strange, and we know so little about it. It's only really been on our planet that we know of for about 100 days, and it has the ability to mutate. And so my high recommendation is that if you go into a store, you wear a mask and hope that everyone in there is wearing a mask. And then when you come out of the store, if you're in open areas like the park, you can take your mask off. And technically, I think they could keep the beaches open if people practice social distancing and just were being cool in general. But we're learning that there are a lot of people out there who just have a hard time being cool, man. And I've noted since Pluto went retrograde on the 27th of April, Elon Musk, Ben Shapiro, and our President Trump have seemed to kind of hit a next level of weirdness. That like during a plague where 65,540 Americans have died in about a 4 to 5 week span, and those numbers will continue to increase. That it seems like the main thing there, I would say Elon and our president and are worried about is pumping up the stock market. Asterisk, at a time where, we have 50 different states with 50 different policies, that even though the New York and upper Northeast infections and deaths is starting to go down, that all the other states now are starting to go up. So our hospitalization rate overall for the United States continues to increase at a time where Trump and like Elon and a lot of the politicians are just screaming, get back to normal, open up the economy like a Willy Wonka chocolate factory. Even though schools are pretty much closed, definitely in New York and most places, through the summer. So I don't know how you can open an economy back up like normal if you're going to have all the kids staying home. So I've been warning about May, and we were looking for signs in day one, and we got way more than I wanted. And I got to say, if I didn't have such firm faith in God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit, and the other good people here on earth, I would probably have big doubts in our ability to keep it together. Because it seems like there are a lot of people out there just trying to gaslight everybody so they can control the stock market, because the stock market is an emotional beast. And it's just my opinion that the whole like QAnon team, which is like Trump and Elon Musk and Ben and Alex Jones, like they have not handled the plague well, because it surprised everybody, caught everybody flat-footed. And so they've been doing some weird pivots since the 27th. This is literally a clip of Alex Jones saying he's ready to kill his neighbors and eat them because he doesn't want his children to starve. But I mean, if Alex Jones made $45 million a year, which he bragged about before he got kicked off, then he should definitely have enough, and he sold prepper stuff. So I would think, that amount of money, and you could definitely have prepped up for 2 years in a really great place where you don't even have to see anyone outside your family. So it's just weird for him to be saying he's ready to, and he said he was ready to eat ass. He kept saying, I'm ready to eat ass after talking about cutting humans up. And so there was a weird vibe from the QAnon crew. But the first responders, the peace officers, and our military have been doing a fantastic job throughout this all, because we are all in this together. And so Elon went on a bizarre rant today about him and opening the country back up, and his girlfriend's pregnant and she's going to have her baby on Monday. And I noticed that the wild Tesla spike started January 30th, which was the day that the president and Congress got the big briefing on what the coronavirus would do to the USA. And then some of the Republicans and Democrat senators went and sold a bunch of stock. But as you can see, like Tesla was pretty much for years down at the 250 range. And then January 30th, where we know and like I was warning everybody, we got lockdowns coming in March. Somehow the stock price tripled. and then it dropped, and then it went back up again. So there's no, I mean, they sell cars. Why would a car dealer triple? And I think it's because they put up those satellites, and those 1,000 Starlink satellites must have some special powers, man. I mean, they put up 1,000 Starlink satellites, and the excuse was that Elon wanted to give the internet to poor people. And it's like, well, you got 1,000 satellites up. You could probably start handing out internet now for free like you're saying you're going to do. And then President Trump gave the FDA emergency use authorization of its coronavirus drug remdesivir, which supposedly shows improvement if you got the COVID and go to the hospital. Or maybe if you just get it. I don't know. But I'm just saying, they keep rolling out these kind of like sugar pills, and it causes the stock market to go up. And so it seems like our president has been doing a lot to just keep goosing the stock markets, because that's what he understands the economy is. As long as the stock markets are high, the economy's doing great, and he's doing a good job. I don't think it's that simple. And so Elon, who's had the tweet Free America Now pinned, went on a rampage earlier and was saying that he's selling almost all of his physical possessions, will own no home. And then he admitted his girlfriend Grimes is mad at him. And then he tweeted rage against the dying of the light of consciousness. And the thing I thought was weird about that is, like, give people back their freedom. And Tesla stock price is too high, in my opinion. So he said his own stock price was too high. Now, here's the thing I thought was really strange. So I don't think Elon Musk is with his girlfriend right now. And so he said, baby due on Monday. So I don't think they're together because she's mad at him. And so his baby's going to be due on Monday. He's not with his girlfriend. He's basically telling everyone she's mad at him. And so after he tweeted that his stock price was too high, it wiped $14 billion off a Tesla market value in one single tweet. So it was almost like Elon shorted Tesla and then went and did this whole rampage and then said, hey, the stock is too high. So the stock super dropped, and then he made money. Do you see how that's working? And so, like, feels like Trump is like pumping up the stock market. Elon's pumping down the stock market. I'm just like, these are weird QAnon team moves, man. I don't usually get into gossip, but I just got this weird Jedi feeling that Elon is like, has a new mistress or new girl, side piece. And so he was kind of bragging when he's saying, oh, my girlfriend's mad, saying like, yeah, I got a new girl. This is his way of saying it. And remember, he's a father. He's got 5 kids from 2 other women. And so it's just really bizarre behavior. And he moved his own stock market, which is crazy. And I guess today Ben was the best of the bunch, because he was just saying, in which Alex Jones violates the 10th commandment, not to covet thy neighbor's ass. Because Alex Jones is literally talking about, I'm going to eat your ass. I'm going to cut up people and eat them, and then I'm going to eat your ass. So it's just weird to see that group pivot in a way when a lot of people are dying, man. A lot more people are going to die. And I believe that we might see the stock market take a second leg down in the middle of May when Venus goes retrograde. And I didn't watch the Trump thing today, but they were saying he said you can wash your hands with boiling water to get COVID off. And so we've had like 65,000 people die in 5 weeks. We've had 30 million people lose their jobs. You have people now starting to riot. You have people who are getting hungry. I know in Houston, crime is up, murder's up, break-ins are up. Like, because when people get hungry, a person without hope is a person without fear. And so it's just strange to watch this point in time. The people who've been, like the kings the last 3 or 4 years, just be gaslighting everybody for stock market effects. I've been asking you all year to be a good Boy Scout, because May was going to be quite a challenge. So I hope you're prepared. because Boy Scouts motto is always be prepared. But I take comfort from the fact that the Air Force and our military is watching down over us, hopefully helping us keep it together. I said back in February we needed a 100-day plan that took us to July 4th, where I would highly recommend guaranteeing everybody, each family, some food stamps, keeping the light on, water on, cable, and then us doing what we can to protect all the essential workers and the peace officers and the military, and everybody work together, because this new virus, which is mutating and isn't even finished with wave 1, as it's killed over 200,000 people in the same short amount of time. Like, if this hasn't been able to unite us, then we're going to need a bit of a miracle. But God is great, and you're pretty awesome too. So please play defense. Please be smart. And please stay cool. And please try and figure out ways that you might be able to help. And I will be here doing what I can to bring you the best information, even if it puts me in danger, because the truth is a tricky thing, man. But for 7 years, I've said, please ignore politicians. Pretend like they're not even there, or if they're there to distract you. As them and their people get more powerful and richer. And with Jupiter and Saturn lining up in the middle of December, we knew it was going to be weird. But I'm here for you. Rain, sun, shine, plague, civil unrest, the popular cool kids of the alt-right freaking out, handing out bad advice again and again and again. And every month, I do a fundraiser. Keep my own life, pay my bills, keep my lights on, keep fed, and have maybe a little left over for some extra defense. So I do a fundraiser every single month. I got 2.5 days left with $790 to raise. I got a snail mail you can send to, and please also support the post office. They are awesome too. And they have a history of hiring a lot of our military guys when they get out of the military, and women. And so I got a PayPal too, a Venmo, a CashApp, a Patron. I got $790 left to hit my goal to raise. Every dollar helps, but please take care of you and your family and your friends first. But if you have some left over, I made 90 videos last month. I'm the guy who's pretty much been telling you the truth, hitting the bullseye the majority of the time for 7 years, but definitely in 2020. Remember, I don't have an agenda. I'm trying to get us all to 1,000 years of peace, because Jesus Christ is my King of Kings and the first superhero and my inspiration. And so I believe in 1,000 years of peace. I believe in a world without the divide and conquer, oil and war, deception, Wall Street based. I believe in the evolution of civilization and people. Okay, but I would like to thank Jammin' Julie, Jumpin' JL, Kick-Ass Kari, Cool Ass, Radical Rachel, Amazing Angela, Good Glenda, Super Texas Angel, Awesome Ellie Squared, Super Cool Mike, Very Nice Nancy, and everybody in Asteroid Fight Club, every good person out there, everybody who is doing what they can to stay sane and to keep it together during these extremely challenging times. Thank you for your prayers, your good thoughts, and whatever else defense you guys might do to help keep me alive and up and running, because I think from my point of view, it's definitely dangerous to not agree with either of the two narratives that is always being presented to the public. Anyway, I love you guys. This is not the end, but like I said, it's just going to be getting super weird, and I don't know how the 4th is going to be. Probably a pretty bad day. But I think that's going to be the case, man. All right. God bless everyone. Stay cool.